Hello, investors. So today I'm going to give you a 2019 market update. This information is coming from Chandler Reports. Chandler Reports records all the statistical data for real estate here in Memphis. We subscribe to it, and they give us this to use for our investors' education, for our personal use. A lot of appraisers use this information for comparable sales. It's a great source. So if you ever want to dive deep into statistical data for Memphis real estate, Chandler Reports can be one of your go-to sources. So first, I want to take this opportunity, as always, to invite you out to my campus, meet the team, and go looking at properties. So we are going to have a big event coming up May 17th and 18th. If you haven't registered for that, please register for the third annual Memphis in May tour of properties. This is a chance for you to come to town, meet the team. We'll have a day of education, a short day of education. Then we'll go on a tour of properties and see before, during, and after of these photos. We'll see new construction. It's a lot of fun. And after this trip to Memphis, you'll know everything you need to know about whether or not Memphis is the right place for you to invest, or maybe it just isn't a fit. For most of you, it'll be a fit. So today in 2019, you can expect coming from jameswachob.com, turnkey properties. Turnkey, in my definition, is fully renovated to take care of all the big ticket items for my investors for the next 10 to 15 years. So in the way of a roof, mechanicals, flooring, so hard surface floors, new HVAC, new roofs. This is going to cut down on your maintenance cost in the future and have you coming back to me when you want to invest further down the road, many years from now. New construction built as rentals. So this is one of my passions. So building brand new houses as rentals attracts the highest quality of tenant, and there's less repairs. The homes are more energy efficient. They just work. Now on paper, they might not be as attractive as a $70,000 home that's been freshly renovated. But over a 10-year period, I would argue that they may outperform a portfolio of older houses that have been renovated, especially as you dip into the B- and C areas. Instant cash flow properties. So what is that? So those are properties that I buy, I renovate, place the tenant, and then deliver to my clients cash flowing day one. And then, of course, property management. If you have any property management questions or concerns, please reach out to me. This is a topic I love to talk about, and I can help you out with your property management needs. So diving right into the 2019 update. So foreclosures are an all-time low. That's great for America. Maybe not the best thing for us as investors. Inventory is tightening. So foreclosures are down. The average foreclosure price, $81,000. So these are nicer homes in Memphis we're seeing foreclosure. I think a lot of that has to do with the investors and your investment into Memphis. Not many investors are going to foreclose on a house. They've got 20% down payment into it. It's cash flowing. So good to see foreclosures down for the United States, for Memphis. Inventory is a real issue. So what are we doing to combat that? We are creating inventory rather than just trying to find a deal. So most people find a deal. What does that mean? They go on the MLS, not many deals on there. They hope that someone tells them in the grocery line store, hey, I've got a house I want to sell. Well, we're out creating opportunities. So we've reverse engineered it and said, okay, what is our ideal outcome? Having a nice property in a safe neighborhood that attracts a high quality tenant who takes care of the property and stays long term. So a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in certain neighborhoods in Memphis that I've identified, we go after people that are going into foreclosure. We mail them. We go pay-per-click advertising. We do Facebook advertising, every method you can think of to identify and get belly-to-belly, face-to-face with this homeowner in a sticky situation. People that are in probate situations. So maybe they have inherited an unwanted property, or overgrown weeds, a tarp on the roof. We market towards these houses specifically, and with a sniper-like precision, we meet them at the house, and that's how my inventory stays so strong. So new homes. So here's the data about new homes. New home sales are down, not because of demand, because there are not enough buildable pieces of land. So down from 835 to down from 896 to 835 sales in 2017. The average home sales prices were up 9%. And so the average new home in Memphis cost $340,000. That's a lot of money in Memphis. You know, the average Memphian's making right under $70,000 for a household. They can't afford a $340,000 home. So the homes I'm building under $200,000 are an extreme value. Do they have a great chance for appreciation? Absolutely, when the closest homes to them are averaging $340,000. So my investors who have bought brand new homes in just the past 2 years have seen great appreciation, true appreciation, because it comes through supply and demand. So that's how all appreciation is created. It's not a false appreciation when there's not enough supply to meet the demand. We've lost a decade of building homes on any scale for the first-time home buyer. That 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage home that I've built for years, they just haven't built enough in the past 10 years, and they're still not producing enough of them now. So if you're looking for a hybrid type property, cash flow is important, but the hybrid model gives you cash flow plus appreciation. New construction or newer homes at least will get you there if they're in the right neighborhood. So a historically low level of inventory has forced Memphis homes and Shelby County's average home sale prices to a new record of 2018 and a total resident sales to their highest level in 11 years. So again, back to the supply and demand. So there's not enough homes to meet the demand for homeowners and investors like you. That's led a lot of people to start creeping into some areas that were really kind of off limits just to have supply. We've seen that a lot. And we've also seen a lot of people paying more than they've ever paid for homes to sell to investors. Therefore, they're lowering their renovation. So be wary of that. So investor sales accounted for 38% of all the new home sales, and 50% of those investors were out-of-state investors like you guys. It'll make a lot of sense when we dig into some of these tougher zip codes like Fraser. So this red arrow is pointing right at the 38127 zip code. And look, there's a big area. There's houses and neighborhood or streets up there that are perfectly fine. For the most part, this is a very C-class neighborhood, meaning mostly rentals, higher crime. There's a second area, and it's called South Memphis. So due south of downtown Memphis, Tennessee, labeled on Google Maps, it'll say South Memphis. Both of these areas saw a huge increase in price per square foot and number of sales. Almost all investor sales. So that big number of 38% of sales being made to investors, a lot of it was in these two neighborhoods and some others we're going to dig into. But when you see a huge number of sales increase, the 28.6%, could be good for the area, or it could mean that we've stepped in and bought the boarded up homes, and now a California investor, love you guys to death, but a California investor has now been sold this house in a definitely C-class neighborhood. Nothing wrong with that. You can succeed owning C-class neighborhoods. The name to winning in that game is volume, owning lots of rentals, 50 plus rentals to succeed in those C-class areas. Average price per square foot. Now, when this one goes way up, that's a real red flag, at least a yellow flag to be watching. In South Memphis, went up almost 50%. Okay, so something's off on those numbers. The only thing that I can see on a number like that, 30% increase in sales from 2017 to 2018, 50% increase on price per square foot, that's got to be investors, because we're going to dive into some of these other areas of more homeowner-centric and see what the numbers look like there. So Fraser, the north property west of the Nike facility in 38127, we saw a large rise in number of sales, 18%, and right at 18% rise in price per square foot. So anytime you see big jumps like that, that might be a little bit of a caution, All right, the next area we'll look at, let's go due south of South Memphis. So when you come over the interstate, right here, this 240 loop that makes a loop around Memphis, now you've entered Whitehaven. And Whitehaven's a big area, so it's hard to just say Whitehaven. There's different street by street, brand new homes built in Whitehaven recently. There are older homes built in the 30s and 40s. So wide range in Whitehaven. But for the most part, we've seen Whitehaven go down in the number of sales, which could indicate more homeowner activity. And that's definitely what we're seeing in Whitehaven. We're seeing C-class areas trending towards a B minus. We're seeing B areas trending towards a B plus. So it's not a huge sweep. It's not, people coming in and leveling neighborhoods and building new. It's nothing like that. But we are seeing a better trend in Whitehaven towards home ownership. So the number of sales are down, but the average price per square foot is up. Now in this one, it's up quite a bit at 15%. So it's a bit of a mix. We're seeing investors and home ownership. Overall, Whitehaven is becoming a better and better place to protect your investment because of the interest of home ownership that we're seeing in the area. All right, so let's work our way east of the airport. So Whitehaven was west of the airport. Hickory Hill is east of the airport. And again, a big area. So let's cover that. So Hickory Hill consists of 3 different zip codes on this chart. So we have 38115, 38118, and 38141. So Hickory Hill North, let's go back to the map, is going to be the area that is closest to the interstate. Parkway Village, 38118, is going to be this area right under the Hickory Hill. And the eastern part is going to be the 38141 area. Now, in my map video, a lot of you guys have seen that as you go further east in Hickory Hill, the newer homes get, the more parking that becomes available, and the more attractive it is to a homeowner. So we're seeing, modest returns here in the eastern part. The 141 is actually down 10% for sales from 2017 to 2018. Again, what does that indicate? That indicates more homeowners diving into that area. That's a good trend for that area. And only a 3% increase in average price per square foot. That's a more realistic number, showing that the numbers are more linear and more predictable for that area. And demand is way up with a 10% less sales from 2017 to 2018. The other areas, you're seeing a negative 3% and a 3% increase on those two, and a 10% increase price per square foot on the Parkway Village area, as I would have guessed. Shows a lot of investor action in the Parkway Village area. And then the North Hickory Hill, I'm surprised to see this down 2%. But that could be an indication of property values dropping a little bit. So watch that northern part, stay southeast in Hickory Hill for your best results to protect an investment and attract that quality tenant. Let's go back to the map real quick, just for one recap on that. So as you leave the airport going east, you have homes getting newer, you have more parking become available. The higher class of tenant, the more qualified tenant is going to want to live in southeastern Hickory Hill. Okay, so you see it jump from the pink area on the map over to the yellow. Now, you've seen in previous videos that indicates you've left the city of Memphis and now you've entered an area that is county-only taxes. So that's like a golden grail for an investor, but it's tough to find properties in these county-only areas of any scale. When you do find it, it's going to save you about 40% on your taxes. And this area it's called Southeast Shelby County, and it's zip code 38125. So 38125 from 2017 to 2018, down almost 8% sales volume-wise, up 6% in price per square foot. Great indicator that we'd like to buy more properties there. Again, harder to find as the numbers indicate, but definitely an area to keep your eye on. Let's go to Berkeley. So Berkeley is north of Summer Avenue. Summer Avenue runs from downtown all the way east, and it runs parallel to Poplar Avenue, this street that I'm on right here. So Summer Avenue, north of there, it's a very working class area, do very well in Berkeley. And we'll see the numbers from 2017 to 2018. Sales are up 5%, and price per square foot is up 5%. A very healthy move there. So Berkeley is definitely a large area. So Western Berkeley is more of a C-class area, and Eastern Berkeley I would give a B+. The home ownership is greater than 50%. In my A, B, C video I've done, the A neighborhoods are 90% homeowner or better. The B areas are 50% homeowner, 50% renter, which is the Memphis average. And the C neighborhoods are all rentals. A lot of things go along with that. More crime in the C neighborhoods and better schools in the A neighborhoods. So just depending on the type of investment strategy you have, most of my questions I receive are, how to protect my investment. And the answer is always to buy in areas that are going to attract a higher quality of tenant, a higher class of tenant. So Berkeley, definitely an area to be watching for. I'm very focused on Berkeley, very focused on Southeast Hickory Hill and 38125 and Whitehaven. So next we're going to look at the 38128 area, the Raleigh Springs area. So Raleigh Springs is the eastern portion up here that neighbors Bartlett. Bartlett would definitely be an A neighborhood. Very hard to find cash flow in Bartlett because of the price versus the rents. The numbers just don't seem to work very often. However, occasionally you will see a property from Bartlett come from jameswachob.com. So 38128, the Raleigh area, the Raleigh Springs area, has seen a 2% increase in number of sales from 2017 to 2018, and almost a 7% increase price per square foot. Healthy growth. We're seeing the two follow each other. And in not huge jumps, 30 and 40% increases, 2 and 7. That's a great number to track, indicating an area that we want to keep our eye on. Bartlett, we just talked about it, so it's an A neighborhood, but let's check it out real quick. The numbers show as an A neighborhood. It's down 7% in sales, but it's up 10% price per square foot. What's attracting people to Bartlett? So affordable houses, you can get a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath home for $185,000. You have great schools, low crime, very involved municipality and police force. So that's why a lot of people are attracted to the Bartlett area. From the website, if you've got questions, you have the ability to talk to an advisor. Click that button. It'll open my calendar. From there, you can pick a day and a time that's convenient for us to jump on the phone or even a video conference like this. I'd like to, learn what your investment goals are and how I might be a catalyst to help you achieve some of those goals. If you've got a free moment, jump on, schedule a 15-minute call with me, and we can, show you what I've got and see if it's a fit for your investment strategy. If you click on the picture of any of the houses, it's going to open a diligence vault. From the diligence vault, I'm trying to give you all the ammunition, all of the information an informed investor would need to say, you know what, this one doesn't fit my buy box. This one doesn't make a fit for my portfolio, or this one's interesting to me. Let's schedule a call with James. It can even be as easy as click on the button, order it now, then it's reserved for you until we send you the paperwork and all the details are taken care of. So if you've got any questions, please reach out to me. If you haven't signed up for the May event, I would definitely encourage you to do that. I look forward to speaking to all of you. Happy investing out there.